Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Wednesday, October the 7th, race number 7 at Keeneland. Let's throw up the field for the Grade 2 Jessamine Stakes. 2-year-old fillies going 1.1 miles on the turf. It's a big, bulky field. This race could be a very important prep for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf. You can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us. Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector, and the number 7 on Pearl is expected to make the lead. This horse was very visually impressive, winning her debut for Brad Cox, Mike.
Yeah, she really was. And she did it right on the front end, too. So it won't be surprising to see them put her on the lead again, Dan. We'll see if she can back that race up. If she does, this field is going to have a really tough time beating her.
The number 1, Bataya, made a nice impression in her career debut at Belmont Park. We're going to watch that race right now, where she pulled off a mild 7-1 upset for Graham Motion. She's in the maroon silks on the outside, and she got a nice pace to run at, but she's really charging in the lane. These horses might be stopping a little bit in front of her, but once she switches leads inside the furlong marker, she kicks on well. She's a half-sister to Stellar Agent, who is third in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf in 2018. So she's well-connected. She's got the pedigree, and she ran on well in her debut.
And she did. She ran well in that race, made up a lot of ground. You saw how easily she won that race at the end, Dan. And I think it's got to be at least a little encouraging to see her win first time out, because it's not like Graham Motion, wins with a ton of first-time starters.
Momentous Miss is the number 2, and we're going to take a look at her debut score in the faster division of 2-year-old filly maiden special weights, going 6.5 furlongs at Kentucky Downs. And like Bataya, she came from off of the pace in this race. She's got a really interesting pedigree, Mike. She's by Contharos, you think speed, but she's also a half-sister to Keeneland Rock, who was Grade 2 placed in the McDermott, going 11 furlongs. And we see her running down this loose leader. This was a solid performance.
Yeah, this is a very nice pedigree this filly has on the dam side. Traces back to some really nice distance turf horses, and she ran well in this race. I thought she got a really good trip and ride, Dan, rated early, got a clean trip all the way, but she also really ran at the end.
Have to like the versatility the 3 Taylor's Tourist has shown from only 2 lifetime starts. In her debut on dirt at Evangeline, she basically pressed a very moderate pace, and then she just drew away and destroyed that field. She came back on turf in the Untappable at Kentucky Downs. She fell far behind early behind a hot pace. Here she comes in the stretch. We'll watch that race right now. She is far, far behind, and the white blinkers just on the very edge of your screen. She makes a strong run into second at a big price, and I think she showed in this race at least that she can step with these kind of horses.
Yeah, I mean, she does, come running at the end to get a piece of this, and she was a very big price. It felt like this was a pretty nice test for her, Dan. I guess you could say she passed it, ran a little bit faster than she had in her career debut against a very weak field. We'll see what happens. She's going to be a very big price once again as they stretch her out for the first time.
The number 4, Beautiful Star, is 20-1 on the morning line, transferred to the Steve Asmussen barn. This filly is bred to run all day long. She's by Tiz now, but she had just a soft trip and winning 2 starts back at Ellis Park, just on a glacial pace, and not surprisingly was able to sprint on home. Last time out, I thought she ran okay. I think she's going to have to do better.
I do too. We'll see if she can take a step forward here. She did bump into a really nice horse in Plum Ali last time, but she just wasn't competitive with that horse. And it's not like she gets into an easier race here. This is a really good field.
The number 5 is Ingracia, going out for Chad Brown. Nice pedigree here. Medaglia d'Oro filly. The dam was stakes placed overseas. The dam's a half-sister of Lil's Lad, who won the Fountain of Youth way back in the day. Let's watch Ingracia's career debut, part of a favored odds-on coupled entry for Chad. On the outside in the orange and green silks, I thought this filly did what she had to do. Stunning Princess really was able to get the jump on her. The pace wasn't very fast. Just look at that 3/4 split, and Ingracia showed a lot of heart in the stretch.
I like this debut from her, Dan. It's not, you're not going to be blown away by it visually when you watch it, but that was an extremely slow pace that she was off of. And I think she finished a lot better than it looks to run that horse down. And it's not like Stunning Princess. I mean, we'll see what happens. She's still a maiden. They tried her in the Grade 1 at Woodbine out of this race, and she didn't perform all that well. So she's still a maiden, but she may not be terrible. And this horse, I thought, was better than she looked running her down.
And of course, Chad won this race a couple of years ago with Rushing Fall, going second out off of a maiden victory. Arm Candy is the sixth. Let's watch her debut. Very green. The abilities here, I don't think she's completely figured out the game yet. This was the slower division of maiden specials. She's the number one in the green silks, and you'll notice she starts lugging in right here, changing leads, drifting in behind horses. Ricardo Santana Jr. gets her to the outside. She's going to drift in again once he urges her right-handed. And finally, when he gets her straightened out the last eighth of a mile, she really runs on home nicely.
Yeah, she does. I mean, she's obviously very green in this race. It didn't come back very fast. I guess if you're going to run like that, sort of sideways through the stretch, it's okay to do it maybe at Kentucky Downs because the stretch is so long. You have time to recover. And she did recover. I mean, I'll give her credit for overcoming such greenness to win, but she's going to have to do a lot better than that to beat this field.
The 7 Aunt Pearl went gate to wire at Churchill Downs going a mile. She was bet heavily in that race. She's trained by Brad Cox, Florent Giroux. They had a gigantic weekend at Pimlico. This horse sold for $350,000 as a yearling overseas, has a big pedigree out of a full sister to Aquila, who is a grade 3 winning router. She went to the lead. She didn't have to go very fast, but boy, she really wasn't under any urging, and she just kept right on rolling in the stretch. Visually, you couldn't ask for anything more.
It was a very impressive debut. I mean, she basically did it all on her own, and she just kept widening on that field. You go back and watch the replay, Giroux, he basically never asked her to do anything, Dan. She did it all by herself. It was very impressive.
It was hard to fault Navratilova's career debut at Ellis Park. She aced the test very impressively. We're going to take a look at that race right now. Navratilova's got some work to do in this 5.5 furlong event. She is off the pace, and she still has a lot of work to do. She's going to come with a solid late run. She's just moving into third right now, and she kicks on late. She's got a beautiful pedigree, Mike. She's by Medaglia d'Oro. This dam won the Jenny Wiley Center Court, so distance is not going to be a problem for her, and she's in the right hands. Rusty Arnold's horses, they fire, and they don't get bet as often as sort of the big names.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. The thing that I liked most about her debut, and you saw in the replay there how easily she won it, Dan, from way off the pace. She's not bred to be a sprinter. I don't see anything about this horse that makes me think that she's going to be a sprinter down the line. She is bred to go long. She ran first time out like she wants more distance, and she was really impressive winning that race. I'm using this horse at a price.
Gambling Cat's another one that really isn't bred to go short, and she won her debut going a mile. I think she did some really nice things in here, Mike. Let's watch this race. She's a full sister to Band, who won 3 graded stakes races. She's down on the inside here. She's got to weave her way in between horses. This is a tricky trip for a first-time starter, and she's kind of very professional about it. She's still not fully in the clear. She's going to have to alter course yet again to the outside off the leader, and despite changing back to her left lead, she really wants it. This was a solid effort.
Yeah, it really was. It took her a while to get clear there. Now, I will say it was a very solid pace, and you saw that it was a closer's race there. All 3 of those horses came from out of it to run 1, 2, 3 in there. But I still think this filly did some good things. And as you mentioned, I really love her pedigree. I was a big fan of Band, her full brother.
Spanish Love Affair has been based down in South Florida for trainer Mark Cassie, where she's posted a 2-for-2 record, a blowout victory in her debut going a mile. And in this race, in the Sharp Susan last time out, her tactical speed is one of her great advantages. As we watch this race, Spanish Love Affair just tracked on the outside in here, takes over the lead, turning into the stretch. I don't think it was a very strong field she beat, but she did it the right way. And she's a half-sister to Spanish Queen, who won the American Oak. So here's another filly that's really well bred, has this tactical speed to get up close to the pace, and has winning experience with competitive buyers.
I mean, she's run well in both of her starts, and you're right. She has earned figures that make her very competitive in here. That horse that ran second to her there, Director's Cut, is now her stablemate. I guess she wasn't flattered by Director's Cut, who came back in the Miss Grillo at Belmont this weekend and just got absolutely buried by a good field. So maybe that horse isn't that good. But Spanish Love Affair's run really well in both of her starts.
Lazy Summer Day improved by leaps and bounds in her second lifetime race at Ellis Park, although I question the quality of the field she beat. We're going to watch that race right now. She's on the lead right now, and this is more of a workmanlike performance than anything else. 59 Buyers speed figure. Now, not only does she step up to face some tough graded stakes competition, but she's going to have to do it from a really tough outside post position.
Yeah, she didn't draw well. I do like this win from her, though, if only because, Dan, it was a big step forward off of her debut. And it's something that you're just kind of used to seeing with Kenny McPeak. I mean, he gets these horses good, especially his younger horses. He just knows what to do with them, and he gets them to improve race from race. If he does that with Lazy Summer, she can factor at a price.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Grade 2 Jessamine, your DRF race of the day for Wednesday. You're going with Chad in Gracia, the number 5, second time out, big pedigree.
Yeah, I just feel like in addition to that, it might be the right time to get Chad at a little bit of a price with a horse who has some talent. I think her debut is better than it looks on paper. I'll be honest, I'm not going to run to the windows to bet a lot of money against Aunt Pearl, who was really impressive winning first time out. But I think Ingrassia could be okay.
And you're getting 6-1 on the morning line. Certainly a fair price based on this pedigree, the connections, and the rock-solid debut. Spanish Love Affair has done nothing wrong. Now she's going to have to step up in class. I don't love her morning line of 7-2. I would need her to drift a bit, but I think she'll be right there when the real racing begins. 10-3-9-7 for me, 5-7-8-10 for Mike. The Grade 2 Jessamine, race number 7 at Keeneland on Wednesday, as an approximate post to 4:24 Eastern. Good luck.